Good evening and welcome to NEWSBREAK Live. I'm Hiba Samad. It's Tuesday, November 5th. Thanks so much for joining us. Here are your top stories. Air quality officials are asking residents to avoid wood burning. The South Coast Air Quality Management District issued a no-burn alert that continues through tonight. People living in the South Coast Air Basin, which includes Orange County and non-desert portions of Los Angeles, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties, officials say burning wood in their fireplaces or any indoor or outdoor wood burning is prohibited during this mandatory ban. This also includes burning manufactured fire logs, such as those made from wax or paper. The alert protects public health when levels of fine particulate air pollution in the region are set to be high. Smoke from wood burning can cause health problems and increase hospital visits. This is the first no-burn day of the 2019 to 2020 season. It's part of the Check Before You Burn program that goes into effect from November through the end of February. You can sign up to receive these alerts at airalerts.org. Today and throughout the week, there are many traffic impacts to look out for on your daily commute. There are pavement repairs along Madrona Avenue between Torrance Boulevard and Carson Street from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. through Friday. Tomorrow, southbound traffic will be reduced down to one lane. Cars will not be allowed to make left turns into and out of Fashion Way, Opal Street, and El Dorado Street. Then on Thursday, northbound traffic will also be reduced from 3 lanes to 1 lane. Drivers will not be able to make turns into and out of Antonio, Sonoma, Honrado, El Dorado, and Opal Streets. On Friday, northbound traffic will be reduced to 1 lane again, and cars will be prohibited from making left turns into and out of Fashion Way, Opal, and El Dorado Street. At the end of the day, all of the lanes will be accessible again. The Torrance Police Department announced the passing of one of its retired canines today. TPD Canine Faro was part of the agency from 2009 to 2015 with his partner Mark Sandoval. He assisted with the apprehension of 10 suspects and located thousands of pounds of dangerous narcotics during his years of service. He was 14 years old when he passed away. The Torrance Police Department currently has 3 canines. The Federal Aviation Administration kicks off its first National Drone Safety Awareness Week. This week, FAA will partner with the Know Before You Fly educational campaign and the UAS safety team to get the word out and to encourage all drone operators to fly safe. Torrance Police Department is also participating this week and posted on their Facebook page about how using drones has helped them keep the community safe. The Torrance Police Department drones can detect heat, record video, and help officers find a suspect or even a missing person from a distance. Officials say since the inception of the program 2 years ago, they have flown more than 300 missions and located 17 suspects. Torrance Police Department was the first police agency in the country to receive an FAA Part 107 waiver to fly in Class D airspace, which gives drone controllers the ability to fly in a 5-mile diameter from an airport and covers the surface up to 2,500 feet altitude. The Torrance Certified Farmers Market is making it easier for EBT customers to shop. This is the first week that customers will be using tokens instead of a card at the market. They will receive tokens once their EBT card is swiped for the amount they want. Then they can take the tokens and make direct purchases. During the old way, customers first had to pick out products from each stand, show their card to farmers who then would hand them a receipt. They would repeat this at each vendor and collect receipts. Then the information booth would swipe the customer's card for the total amount at the end of their shopping day. Now, if you're an EBT customer, you can stop by the information booth and pick them up. The Torrance Certified Farmers Market started accepting CalFresh customers last year thanks to a 3-year grant. Also known as a Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, it issues monthly electronic benefits that can be used to buy food at markets and food stores. Officials have also announced holiday hours and say it will be closed on Christmas Eve and open on Tuesday, New Year's Eve from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. The Torrance Certified Farmers Market is open Tuesday and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., rain or shine. El Camino College is partnering up with other colleges and universities across the country to celebrate first-generation students, staff, and faculty. It's First Gen Awareness Week, and as a recognized national leader in supporting first-generation students, El Camino College is honoring the week. There are several events hosted, including a luncheon, a first-gen faculty panel, and student mixer, and tomorrow is First Gen Warrior Day, where all employees and students are invited to show their pride by wearing their El Camino College First Gen gear. El Camino College is the first community college in the nation to be a part of the leadership component in First Forward, a program sponsored by the Center for First Generation Student Success. This Friday also marks the 54th anniversary of the signing of the 1965 Higher Education Act, which has helped millions of first-generation, low-income, under-resourced students earn college degrees. Now, the Torrance Unified School District is taking steps to spread awareness about a popular trend. 4 vaping town hall meetings are set up to help parents better understand the growing popularity of vaping. Over the next few months, the district will host workshops at various high schools, with the first one taking place next Wednesday at South High School. Officials say the information shared at each of the meetings will be similar, but the panelists and keynote speaker will be different. Each event runs from 6 to 8 p.m. Site information will be shared closer to each date. There have been multiple reports of deaths linked to vaping. Head to TUSD.org for more information. Now let's get to the weather. Today it was sunny with a high of 69 degrees and an expected low of 57. Then tomorrow there'll be a high of 71 degrees with an expected low of 58 degrees. Then on Thursday it'll be a bit cloudy with a high of 71 degrees with a low of 56. The latest theatrical production of the South Bay Conservatory School of the Arts combines singing, dancing, and music, all through an inspiring story of triumph over adversity. Reporter Colleen Farrell takes us behind the scenes at the rehearsal of the upcoming Seussical the Musical.
With a cat such as me and a thinker like you.
Seussical the Musical takes us into the fictional world of beloved children's book author Dr. Seuss. The tale begins with a young boy, Jojo, played by 12-year-old Leah Gold, who through his thinks brings to life Dr. Seuss' most famous character, the Cat in the Hat.
I just really connect with Jojo because we're both thinkers.
So let me get Jojo and Horton.
Christy Ferris is directing the South Bay Conservatory's upcoming fall production. She's known for her acting work in the hit NBC show Scrubs, as well as the Amazon Prime series Goliath.
One of the reasons why I love being here in Torrance and working with SBC is because the kids that they have here are so incredible. It's a great group of kids. The staff is amazing, and it's going to be fun. I mean, it's Dr. Seuss. The music is great, and the dancing is great.
One small voice in the universe.
Along the way, we're introduced to another of Seuss' most beloved characters, Horton the Elephant, played by one of the few adult actors in the play, Alex Grauman. The story draws upon many Seuss characters and storylines that, when combined, convey one central theme: friendship, loyalty, and community.
The message is that a person's a person, no matter what shape or size, or if they're very different than you, and that really resonates with me. I mean, as far as living in this community that is so diverse and interesting, it was great to be part of a show that says that same thing.
What was that? Something's itchy.
As the plot twists, Horton meets up with Miss Gertrude McFuzz, played by 16-year-old Kayla Stephenson. McFuzz falls in love with Horton.
I've never really gotten the chance to play a comedic or physically comedic role, so I get to fall all over the floor and spin around and just be crazy and outrageous, and it's really, really fun.
Fun and an opportunity. It's the mission of Ferris and the South Bay Conservatory to incubate possible future careers on the stage and screen.
And our goal is to create opportunities to help them not only learn how to do stage, but television and film, and help them build their career.
Oh, the places they'll go. For Torrance City Cable, I'm Colleen Farrell.
Thanks, Colleen. Seussical the Musical opens at the James Armstrong Theater on Friday, November 15th at 7 p.m. Performances continue on Saturday, November 16th at 2 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. For more information and to purchase tickets right now, you can visit southbayconservatory.com. The information is on your screen. It's not too early to sign up for a great Thanksgiving event that will make you break a sweat. The 40th annual Harry Sutter Memorial Turkey Trot Fun Run is returning on Thanksgiving morning. This 3-mile run starts at 8 a.m. and there is a lot of fun activities afterwards. You can submit or walk in your registration. You can head to torrance.ca.gov for the entry form or stop by the Torrance Community Services Department. The registration fee right now is $30 through November 25th. They'll also be hosting a food drive for families in need during the holiday, so you can bring canned goods. For information, head to torrance.ca.gov. A California-based company announced a recall affecting more than 100 of its vegetable products. Mann Packaging Company says the products may be contaminated with listeria. This includes various types of vegetables such as packaged broccoli florets, vegetable medleys, and green beans, to name a few. The recalled products have best if enjoyed by date of October 11, 2019 to November 16, 2019. Majority of the products have Mann labeling and can be found at various retailers. If you have any of the products affected, you should dispose of it. There are no reports of any illnesses to date. Well, here's some upcoming events you won't want to miss. The Madrona Marsh Preserve and Nature Center is hosting a senior stroll tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's to celebrate autumn with a casual docent-led stroll. Even though the walk is geared towards seniors, all ages are welcome for the event. If you can, it's recommended to register by calling 310-782-3989. Then this Thursday, the Torrance-Historical Society and Museum is having its Thanks for Giving party from 7 to 8 p.m. There will be a light Mexican fiesta. And then this Saturday from 9:30 a.m. to 2:30, the Torrance Community Services Department is hosting a Senior Citizens Holiday Arts and Crafts Sale. It'll take place at the Ken Miller Recreation Center. Shoppers will be able to get into the holiday spirit and find a one-of-a-kind gift among all handcrafted items made by local seniors. Well, in just 2 minutes, Frank Miles, the secretary for Torrance-Lomita Meals on Wheels, join us to talk about the program and how you can help during the upcoming holiday season. We'll be back in just a few.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
I just found out my work party is a +1. You want to go? This is my boss, Ella.
Nice to meet you, Greg.
You're welcome.
Nope, I'm high. But I'll clean the kitchen while you're gone.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
Pool party at Jesse's. Can you drive? I'm toasted.
Nope, I'm high. But I can order us a ride.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be earthquake next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
welcome back to the second half of NewsBreak Live. Joining me is Frank Miles, who's the secretary from Torrance-Lomita Meals on Wheels. Welcome to NewsBreak Live. So this is a time that Meals on Wheels is really gearing up for the holidays. And before we get into that, talk to me about what Torrance-Lomita Meals on Wheels is and its history.
Well, we got started in 1972. We provide meals, 2 meals per day, Monday through Friday, to folks who are homebound for one reason or another, age, illness, injury, what is what it usually is. But anyway, we provide 2 meals per week, 2 meals per day, excuse me, a hot meal to be eaten at lunch, and then a cold meal for the evening. And we're called Meals on Wheels, but we are independent of other Meals on Wheels organizations. We are totally independent of everybody else. We get no federal funds, but we are happy to accept donations. And I understand that on the screen they will show our web address and our telephone number. And if you go to the web address, you can probably find out a lot more than I can tell you. But anyway, we have been doing this for, I guess that makes 47 years.
Amazing. And the organization is made up of all volunteers, and this is a crucial time for the organization as the holiday season is around the corner. So tell me how Meals on Wheels plans to serve the Torrance-Lomita community.
Well, our main plan is to continue providing the food, but beyond that, we will provide gifts to each of our clients at Christmas time, blankets, stationery, socks, mittens, and such. And let me back up a little bit. We have lots of volunteers. We have an office staff of 3, and they are paid, but everybody else is totally unpaid. We supply our own gasoline, cars, time, and so forth.
And we'll have an opportunity to discuss how people can really get involved. But with Thanksgiving around the corner, Meals on Wheels will be partnering with a local Torrance business, Keenan and Associates, to provide succulent plants to your clients. So talk to me a little bit about that, and then the angel tree.
Well, I think you've pretty much described the plant portion of that. The angel tree is where our volunteers supply gifts of the kind I mentioned, the blankets and whatnot, to be given to our clients at Christmas time.
And the tree is located at Torrance Church of Christ, where your office space is.
We have office space at Torrance Church of Christ, which is on Maricopa Avenue, just north of Torrance Boulevard, between Madrona and Amy, and we conduct our business there.
So you did mention that Meals on Wheels Torrance-Lomita covers a certain community. So tell me a little bit about the borders and all of that.
Oh, yes, I should have thought of that already. We serve all of Lomita, and we serve the portion of Torrance that lies east of Anza Avenue. For west of Anza Avenue, but still in Torrance, that is served by the Redondo Beach Salvation Army.
So the volunteers, what else are they doing to get ready for the season? I hear there's a Seas Candy fundraiser to help with the costs.
Well, we ask our people to ignore what their dentists tell them and to eat candy, and we sell the Seas Candy to raise funds.
So the local chapter serves the South Bay community, as you just mentioned, the boundaries. There are about 9 routes. Where do the volunteers go? Talk to me about what it is like to be someone who goes out in the field and delivers these meals. You've been part of Meals on Wheels since 2006, and I'm sure you've been out in the field delivering a lot of meals to people who really need them. So tell me about your experience and how it works.
Well, what happens is that St. Vincent's Meals on Wheels, which is located downtown, prepares our food for us, and they deliver it to the church typically about 11:20 a.m. It depends somewhat on traffic because they have to drive on the freeways. But then our volunteers meet at the church. We take the food from St. Vincent's. We fan out into 9 different routes in Torrance and Lomita, and we have a driver and a rider in each vehicle. The driver obviously drives. The rider is a navigator when needed, and sometimes does the delivery alone, because if you are delivering to an apartment complex, maybe you can't find a place to park, and so the driver stays in the car and the rider makes the delivery. But we deliver then to the clients, and it takes about an hour typically for us to drive over a route, depending on how far from the office we have to go.
And the volunteers are serving individuals, but they're not just seniors, which many people make the connection with Meals on Wheels, because the national program does usually cater just to seniors. But I know you wanted me to make a mention that you don't follow those guidelines, and you will help anybody that is homebound, whether it's due to illness or any disability, and I did want to make a mention of that. Do you have anything to add?
Well, most of our clients are of the older variety, but we do have, as you say, people younger who are unable to prepare food for themselves or get out, and so we were happy to serve them too. If you are interested in becoming a client, you can phone the office, and they will set up an interview, and someone will come out and talk to you and explain the program to you and so forth. And we're also interested in getting volunteers to help with the deliveries. If you do the calculation, we do 9 routes per day, 2 volunteers per route, that's 18, times 5 for 5 days a week makes 90. But some people do double up there, but we have certainly over 80 different volunteers who go out on routes every week. And sometimes they need to go on vacation or want to go on vacation, and we're happy to have people who serve simply as substitutes. When I first got involved with Meals on Wheels, I was a substitute for maybe 3 or 4 years, and now I have a regular route, and I substitute on days when I don't do my regular route, substitute when necessary.
And since you're speaking about yourself, tell me about why you started working with Meals on Wheels in 2006.
Well, a friend of mine was already doing it, and he was also retired, and he said to me, "Why don't you give this a try? Try it, you'll like it." And I tried it, and I liked it, and so I've continued to do it. And I've been now serving on the board of directors. We have 3-year terms, and I am in the first year of my 3rd term. We have to go off the board for a year in between terms, but so this is my 7th year serving on the board.
You are looking for volunteers and clients. Meals on Wheels Torrance-Lomita actually can serve more than 100 people, and you're looking to serve more people. For people who might be interested in volunteering for your organization, can you talk a little bit about the experience and the reward?
Well, the reward is just that you have helped someone else. We do, as I mentioned earlier, we don't get paid, so the reward is actually the doing. And it doesn't take a lot of time, so you don't. It's easy enough to do. Most of our volunteers are retired because we make our deliveries over the noon hour, but we have some folks who work and just sort of take a long lunch hour and do a delivery one day a week.
So talk to me about the deliveries. You did mention 2 meals, but what are the meals? What is usually being served to the clients? So if anyone's interested in taking advantage of this program, they can reach out.
Well, the hot meal typically has an entree of, it can be beef or pork or chicken or fish. And, oh, by the way, before I forget, we do accommodate special diets. If you're a vegetarian, we can accommodate you. If you, for medical reasons, need to avoid a certain food, a lot of people avoid vitamin K because that can affect things. If you're on blood thinners, for example, you can ask for a diet that is low on vitamin K, so we can accommodate dietary requests, some anyway. And I sort of got sidetracked now. What was the food, there will be an entree, and there will be a vegetable and a starch as well, and then the milk or juice, and the evening, the cold meal is typically a sandwich and fruit.
Do some of these clients get served daily, or how does it work?
Every client is served daily, Monday through Friday.
Okay.
And they have to fend for themselves on the weekends, but we deliver to everybody Monday through Friday. We don't accept just I want Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or I want Tuesday, Thursday. It's 5 days a week.
Okay. And just another note, majority of the meals are low sugar and low sodium.
Right.
And as you mentioned, the team can meet any dietary restrictions. And speaking of volunteers, 8,800 hours annually are given to the organization, and you guys provide nearly 50,000 meals. That's a lot for such a small group of volunteers.
Well, it's we're not that small if we have about 100 volunteers, but we're happy to provide the service.
Anything else you'd like to add about Meals on Wheels and how people can help out or get involved?
Well, I think we pretty well covered it. I would ask people who are interested in either volunteering or becoming a client to call the phone number on the screen or to visit our website.
Thank you so much, Frank, for your time. I really appreciate it.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Have a good night. And as Frank mentioned, the information is on your screen, and you can get all the information, as I mentioned, at tlmow.org. Well, that does it for NewsBreak Live. If you ever have news or video that you'd like to share, please email us at newsbreak@torranceca.gov. Also, if you missed any portion of the show, you can catch it all on Torrance Cable's YouTube page. Have a great night.